trouble dey sleep oh, yanga go wake am. That's how an innocent boy that just came into the world literally carried a matter that does not concern him with his head. Hi guys, welcome to Fun Bible Stories, and today on FBS we'll be discussing the circumstances behind the birth of Ichabod. 1 Samuel chapter 4. So there was a war between the Philistines and the Israelites. You know how the Israelites, they are always winning their wars. Anytime they go to war, they will just win because God is always with them. This time around, it was a different story. Now, the Israelites camped at a camp named Ebenezer Camp, while the Philistines camped at Apec, and they all assembled at the war front. And this was how the Philistines fought the Israelites, defeated them, and killed 4,000 of their men. Guys! Whoa! The survivors that were able to escape from the battlefield ran back to the camp and told the leaders of Israel what has happened, how the Philistines had defeated them and killed 4,000 of their guys. And these men were like, what? How did God allow the Philistines to win us today in this battle? And they were just, trying to profile a solution when they came up with the idea that they should go and bring the covenant box of God from Shiloh. Now they sent some messengers to go and come along with the box. The messengers went for the box, and the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, came along with the covenant box. Remember, at the time, Eli was the priest of Israel. He has served Israel for over 40 years, as at the time this was happening. Now, when they brought the covenant box, everybody was elated. They were so joyed that they made a loud noise, rejoicing and shouting that now that the covenant box of the Lord is here, of course, they are going to be victorious and finish the Philistines. The Philistines who heard this noise tried to inquire what was going on, and they peeped and saw that these guys had brought the covenant box of the Lord to their camp. And they are like, there's a covenant box in the camp of Israelites, so these guys are about to finish us. What are we going to do? They literally brought a god. They brought their god to this fight. But guess what? They encouraged themselves. They told themselves to have courage and fight more. They should just bring their A game to this fight so that they can still be able to defeat the Israelites. Well, you guessed right. The war continued, and these guys carried the covenant box to the war ground. But guess what? The Philistines still beat them mercilessly, defeated them, and now killed more 30,000 soldiers from Israel. The covenant box of the Lord was captured, and Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were also killed. Guys, this was huge. So the survivors from the war sorrowfully ran back to tell what they have seen. When they got to Israel, they met with Eli, who was asking what was happening, and the guys just told him that, see what happened though, these people still defeated us and they have captured the covenant box of the Lord. Eli, upon hearing this news, because Eli at the time was already 95 years old, he was already old. Eli, upon hearing this news, fell to the ground and broke his neck, and this was how Eli died eventually. Now, the two sons of Eli who were killed at the battlefield, one of them, his wife, was heavily pregnant. Phinehas' wife, she immediately went into labor upon hearing what has happened, how the covenant box of the Lord was captured, how her father-in-law, her husband, and her brother-in-law had lost their life on the same day. She went into labor, but the difference is she wasn't going into labor joyfully. She was in a very sorrow mood, so she was not even trying to push or anything. When the lady that was helping her to birth her child told her to try, to put in some energy into birthing the child because she was already dying. And she said that today the glory of the Lord has departed from Israel, and she named her son Ichabod, meaning the glory has departed. How this thing will happen today take consign this speaking where they just born? Because why do you name him that kind of name? Like, the glory of the Lord has departed. That's what you named your child that is just coming into the world. And this was how the family of Eli ended in this particular war, and the Philistines warned the Israelites and carried the covenant box of the Lord back to their home. And this brings us to the end of FBS today. I hope you've learned something from this story, and of course I'll be sharing what I learned with you while I wait in the comments to read what you have learned from the story. So I learned something from the Philistines. Hey, the uncircumcised Philistines, as the Bible will call them. Oh, well, these guys are not joking. Did you see how they were persistent in defeating the Israelites, and that thing came to pass even when these guys went to bring the covenant box of the Lord? So just know that whatever you put your mind to achieve in life, you can always achieve it. Another thing that stood out for me was Phinehas' wife. How dare you involve your unborn child in all of this? What was his crime? I mean, I understand that you were going through emotional stress, you lost your husband, your brother, and your father-in-law, and the covenant Ark of God was taken away. But the innocent child in your womb had nothing to do with all of this. I feel like naming him Ichabod is you bringing misfortune to his life, because you know how significant names can be, especially in the Bible, meaning the glory of the Lord will not be in his life. And this thing can even affect his generations to come. Please. I mean, I think we should just be intentional about the names we give our children, yeah? Phinehas' wife, no try at all. So guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Keep reading your Bible until I come across you next week Friday. Bye.